What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, episode 294. Got a lot of stuff going on in the hobby. We brought back this week in the hobby. We're also going to talk a little buy and sell in terms of some of the more popular sports cards. We're going to look at the NBA first overall picks now that Wembanyama is probably going to be the first overall pick here as you're listening to this on Thursday. So we're going to dissect how their cards are doing now. We're going to talk a little Thompson twins and Panini. We're going to talk about some cryptic messages from Topps about some basketball cards coming up. We're going to maybe talk some fake autos. We got a lot of stuff jam-packed on this show. And also, if you guys are going to the National, we are throwing a party July 27th at the Hilton right across the street from the National. Space is very limited, so if you are a listener and you're going to the National, please jump on our Hype Community Facebook, say that you're interested, and we'll get you a link. But like I said, space is limited, so if you're going to be there, you might as well show up at our party. It's from 6 to 9. We're going to have special guests in the building. We're going to be doing free breaks. We're going to be doing a karaoke contest. Lots of fun stuff. Also chances at prizes all night. There's going to be an open bar for an hour. So, I mean, why wouldn't you come to the coolest party in Chicago, in Rosemont, hang out with us, have some fun? And that's going down. So make sure if you guys want to go, message right away through the Facebook community group, and we will get you an invite. And because space is limited, there's only going to be 100 to 150 people, and that's going to fill up quick because C-Rad is cool to hang out with, and people want to hang out with C-Rad. So there's already people waiting in line for that. They're already there in the National, waiting for the party. They're already waiting. So
you mentioned that. I think an important thing to mention is that it is connected right to where the National is. So it's gonna be very easy to get to our party. There's
a skywalk right over it. It's like you're doing your deals, you're buying your packs, you're getting your silver packs, whatever you're doing at the National. You're waiting in line for an athlete to autograph. You walk right over, right at 6 o'clock, right when it ends. Walk right over. Dan, Draymond might be gone, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Is he leaving?
Cool.
Golden State?
No.
100% not leaving.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going
anywhere.
I
didn't know that early, huh? We got to really get that Warriors topic in there.
You better believe it.
We're in here.
You know,
it's
like ripping off a Band-Aid. You know, you just got to do it real quick. You got to do it right from the get-go.
I love Draymond, but do Warriors really need him?
Yes.
It's not like Clay. It's not like Curry.
He is the heartbeat of the team, but I think it's a rebuild. It's a Clay and Curry tour going forward.
I don't know if you can rebuild with that age of the team, the core age of the team.
Look,
I don't know about a retool, maybe.
I
don't know about a rebuild.
I hope we're not all shaking in our boots because the Suns went out and got Bradley Beal, and now they have, 3 anchor contracts on that team and nothing else. I know everyone's like, oh, that's rich coming from a Warrior fan, but I just don't see that happening over there in Phoenix. Like, somebody's got to play defense, right? Somebody.
I like Bradley Beal.
I do too. He's a very good player, but I don't know. They're going to be very good, but I'm not scared. I'm not shaking in my boots. Maybe Denver makes me shake in my boots a little bit, but
how about Kristaps going to the
Celtics?
Really?
Sounds like that's happening. Marcus Morris to the Wizards, which, man, that is tough if you're Marcus Morris. Like, can they? And I mean, you would expect maybe there's another trade coming where the Wizards try to ship him off, because if he gets stuck in that just hellhole of a team this year,
whoa,
woof.
Okay.
And shout out to our listener that sent us the authentic Cincinnati chili.
Oh, man.
We're trying to figure out a way to get that thing, make it in shop here for everybody. So I got a crock pot for the beans, but we got to figure out how to do the noodles. So very stoked on that. I'm actually hungry right now. I could just be eating on the podcast. That'd be amazing.
Thank you.
So you're looking forward to trying that out. Looks delicious.
And incredible timing as the Cincinnati Reds, as we start recording today, 11 straight wins and in first place in their division all of a sudden.
LA.
The Ellie De La Cruz effect.
Is it
it's
because
real.
of Ellie?
Oh,
it's partly because of him.
He's the greatest ever to
It's the greatest ever to do it.
Yeah, there's no player ever better than Ellie De La Cruz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you were saying just a double, and then all of a sudden he hits a home run right when you said that. So
I mean, that's the thing. Well, here's the thing: the guy makes singles into triples. The guy makes doubles into home runs. This is what he does.
There we go. There's never been a player like it.
Yeah,
never been a player like him.
Yep, it's great. It's great for the city of Cincinnati. Let's go into this week in the hobby. So everybody's been kind of talking about this Lucille Ball autograph that came out of Heritage, which appeared to be a retail pack of Heritage. also appeared to be the top card that kind of showed through the pack. Now, there's people mentioning some pack searching going on with this. If you're listening to the audio, you're not seeing it, but I would Google it. It is a Heritage cut auto, and it says Love Lucy, and confirmed by Beckett's own Steve Grad, the guy from Pawn Stars, that this is a secretarial autograph. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but, should Topps know better? That's what people are kind of saying. What's the recourse? I mean, they probably bought it somewhere and they thought it was real. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they don't have autograph examples of every celebrity or old celebrity or passed away celebrity. So maybe they don't know what they're looking at. What do you guys think on this?
Okay. Okay.
Sounds like a topic you guys are really excited to talk about.
That was awesome.
That was great.
That is, I mean,
So it's all
that was radio
silence.
gold. We're not on the radio, but that is radio gold right there. Let's see if we can do that again.
Look, my job as producer is to defer to the hosts here, and I was deferring to you guys because I had a great joke locked and loaded. I'm like, I'm gonna let them cook here for a little bit.
Let it cook. I got it. Yeah, this sucks. Look at that take.
In all honesty, though, this is the tell. Like, the moment you get that, like, did we really think Lucille Ball would? I mean, it's like, it's just too obvious. It's I Love Lucy, so she signs it Love Lucy. Seems a little on the nose. You think Urkel signing autographs with, did I do that back in the 90s?
Awesome.
I mean, it'd be cool.
I would
but there's
hope
no
so.
Chance
That would
that
Jaleel White?
That Jaleel
Come
White,
on. Yeah,
famously Urkel would signed Jaleel White in quotes.
Was
Did
that-
I do that?
Or better yet,
that was your joke you had. In
Yeah,
the
that was
holster right
that was
there.
that was
good.
locked and loaded.
That was a
Better
good
yet.
one.
There
That was
you
a good
go.
one.
Better yet,
Worth
Dave,
the wait.
Dave Coulier cut it out. Is that what
Right.
you putting on his?
Right, exactly.
We're just gonna do quotes now.
I always
specifically.
assume the one thing I will say, I always assume that celebrities also have a second autograph that they sign their characters, right? Because, for example, we have kids. We go to Disney a lot. Like, you know how Mickey and Goofy, they have their autograph, but they're just a character. You get what I mean? So I assume that
It's not the real Mickey.
I assume that actors also have an autograph for their characters, right? Because, this is a real life example. I have an autograph that I sign for people when they ask me for an autograph, like a 6.5 autograph.
That's
not my actual.
I think that's your
what
name.
I sign checks with.
That's your name.
I think
that's your name. It's your autograph.
I think that's fair.
Ocho Cinco changed the last name to 6.5.
I think there's probably a lot of examples of what you're talking about here, and I think there's well, think about this. Like, what about like if you're a wrestler? Like, you're not signing checks.
You're signing-
Like I mean, Dwayne Johnson's maybe not the best example now because we all know him as Dwayne
$1
Johnson.
million man Ted DiBiase.
You know what?
Right.
Wrestling
Yes.
is the best example
Yeah.
because they all sign their character
There
name,
is-
not their real life autograph.
There is no
signature.
way that
Brutus
the Edge,
Barber Beefcake.
right, on a big check.
Terry, was it what Hulk Hogan's name? Terry something, right? He's
Yeah,
not
something
signing
like that. Yeah,
Balea or something.
Yeah.
yeah. There's no way, and there's so many actors and actresses who have aliases that are not their birth name. That there's plenty of people who do that.
And, you can kind of compare this to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth had the same situation. There's a lot of secretarial autographs with them, too. You got to think back to those days. Not a lot to do. There's 14 channels on TV, maybe less in the I Love Lucy era, probably 3 or 4. And people were sending in probably thousands a day of fan mail looking for her autograph. So, Secretary was handling that because Lucille Ball was too busy to handle those kind of situations. So I'm sure there's 100 to 1 on these compared to the actual autograph that she's maybe signed on checks or done in person.
Yep.
So
It's still, I mean, I guess what we had this argument with the Babe Ruth
We
thing.
talked about it with the Babe Ruth thing.
Right. That there is still a novelty to it that is cool. Like, if it
Sure.
came from the desk of Lucille Ball, it may not be her autograph, but it's like, it is still a relic of something. I mean, purporting it to be her autograph is, I get it. It's not what you should do, and it's wrong, and they need to fix that. But, it's still a cool novelty to have. Like, there should no knocking that, I guess. So, should still be happy with that. It's a heritage pack. It's like, how much was that pack?
and it was retail, so it's actually probably better than what you were expecting, regardless if it's actually
Yeah, but we do
Lucille
think
Ball or
that
not.
Top should make it right.
Yes, of course,
Correct?
without
Okay.
question.
I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
Just saying,
I mean,
it's so
I'm
cool.
assuming
Yeah.
you're going to have them like a similar situation where the George Brett Babe Ruth scenario with Panini. They had the collector send it in, replaced it, took it apart, replaced it with the right auto, sent it back. Speaking of Panini, they are getting prepared June 23rd, this Friday. Customer service will be preparing 22-23 Prism NBA Sparkle Packs to be shipped. These are being prepared for collectors that have older basketball redemptions considered low to mid-tier from 2010 to 2019 and value between $10 to $15. So they're going to be sending a Sparkle pack. This is different than the Sparkle packs you buy. They have 3 different parallels: green sparkles to 8, gold sparkles to 24, blue sparkles to 144, and I'm assuming there's just probably a base design. Good, bad, ugly. What do you guys think?
Good.
Didn't we come up with this idea? I think if you go through the archives, we actually had a discussion
That they should do something like
that they
this.
should do
You're right.
specific Sparkle packs for
You're right.
expired redemptions.
Right. Yep.
Well, and this is
Go pat yourself on the
This is, with the NBA license and pending in the last, 2 more years for Panini, I'm sure they have to legally obligate and get these off the books. Maybe this is a reason why they're doing
this
it.
is a great idea, but it's still going to anger people.
Well, it is. It is.
Yeah,
It's-
100%. There, people are going to be like, one, who is considered a low tier or a mid tier player? Like, hard to say. Every collector is going to have a different opinion about that. There's going to be players that are like, you gave me a pack, but this is my PC guy. This means more to me than a pack. 100% we're going to see that.
Yeah.
There's going to be backlash, but I think Panini with this is going above and beyond, and I would be stoked to get one of these packs for an expired redemption.
I think it's a good idea, and I think that that it was very wise of them to not say, if you had a redemption from low end to high end, that would have been even worse, right?
Yeah, if you have a $20,000 perceived value card, we're going to send you one pack.
But they do say like a $15 perceived value.
They said value between $10 to $15.
Like
sign.
the redemption? Like,
Yes.
So that's what they're considered.
A mid-tier from 2010 to 2009 and 19 and value between $10 to $15.
Interesting.
And yeah, I mean the chatters are kind of negative. I mean that's
I mean-
would have Joe E says would have appreciated this more than the worthless points you pushed off on me and I didn't want for my baseball redemptions that you did not honor. Some people are like, how about my Jamal Murray redemption from 2016?
But he wouldn't be
I have
That wouldn't be in that.
tier, right?
I still have a redemption loss. Someone stole it at FedEx since last September.
Well-
And then they at FedEx, and then FedEx jumped in on the conversation.
Did they say they care a lot?
They did.
Dun, dun, dun,
Hey, Panini team, do you have an update on baseball redemptions? I have two over 3 years. I talked to someone customer service. They said they have something in 8 weeks, and that was almost a year ago. Thanks for your help. Boo. There was just a boo. How about everyone else who's waiting on redemptions? You know the ones that your customer service
Wait.
team ignores?
Could you give me a positive? I mean, we can't.
Some of those are kind of
there
ridiculous.
There has to be one.
Chasing Cardboard said this is good news. Ziggy No, 12 open redemptions from 17, 18, and 19 should qualify. I guess it's a positive one.
That's
What about
nice.
football redemptions? Customer service at its finest. Laughing emojis. Still waiting for my Barkley auto. I'm still waiting for my Fat Lever and Chandler Parsons auto. Both.
Okay,
No,
now
you're not.
hold up.
No, you're not.
No, wait a minute. There's
No,
the
you're not.
Liar. The fat
There is
lever.
zero chance.
No.
Have you
He,
ever?
he lives in Panini.
I could
Have
go.
you ever pulled a Fat Lever redemption? Impossible.
If I went dumpster diving outside, I could find you 5 fat lever cards right now.
Hold
No
up.
way.
Hold up.
We are not. By the way, to cover this, we're not throwing away fat lever
right
cards.
now. Just be like, here's a Fat Lever.
Lafayette, man. Lafayette Lever.
There's
man.
zero chance.
Was fat lever at the parade? By
His
the way,
next is going to be like, I'm waiting for an
Should've
Alex
been.
English.
yeah.
He was at the. I think Alex English was at the.
Alex English definitely at the Nuggets parade, but fat lever should have been there. Shout out fat lever.
Busy signing his redemption.
That's true. He's very busy.
Giannis better not be mid-level. Can you confirm if Giannis is mid-level?
Of course, he's not
Zero-
mid-level.
zero chance.
Now you're just being difficult. Come on.
If you have a Giannis autograph that the perceived value is $10 to $15, Hook me up. I'm buying.
Now,
I will buy every single Giannis auto for $15.
Oh, this one's
You
great.
heard it here.
What about a Big Country redemption from 1996? I got a Dwayne Haskins RPA after 3 years. A year after he died, I have questions.
okay, man. Like,
Some of these are just it's totally ridiculous.
Where the F is my Tyler Hero redemption?
Ask Tyler Hero.
Stop scamming people with redemptions. Yeah, it's
So
it's
you
probably
don't got the answers, Slay.
98% negative. I thought there would be negative. I thought there would be some negative comments. I didn't think it would be like high 90%.
Anytime you bring up the conversation of redemptions, it's going to be 90% negative.
So if they basically came out and were like, look, we have something crazy.
Everybody gets a Steph Curry auto.
Everybody gets a logo man. For an expired, everybody gets a logo man.
they'd be like, I bet you it's going to be a fat lever logo,
But
man.
I would like to. I mean, there would still be negative comments.
Yes, of course.
You're devaluing Logo Man.
You're devaluing logo mans.
What about my Logo Man that I paid $10,000 for? Now you're giving him out for free.
I'm gonna get a logo man and I don't even collect. And I only collect LeBron James.
Hey, let's play a quick game of good like a good news tweet, and then we got to make it negative. You guys want to do that? Maybe come up with that on the fly.
Sure.
Cody, come up with a good tweet.
Oh,
like
jeez.
like you're a card manufacturer.
I mean, you had the
Oh, it's
you had
gotta
the
be card
Urkel
related?
one. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got it.
Yeah, but that took a little, that took a little planning beforehand. Look, I'm not a professional comedian here. I'm just
all right.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
a
got to shoot
podcast
us out with
producer.
a really positive card tweet, and then
I
we
got
have
one.
to come with
I
negative.
got one.
Okay.
All right. From this point forward, Panini announces that all Prism jumbo boxes, hobby boxes, have to be sold for $99.
But then my cards won't be worth that much anymore.
Yeah, it's just gonna. They need to work more on like quality control because everything I get has surface damage.
Zero chance I'm pulling a 101 out of this thing. Wow. Thanks, Panini. There you go.
That was too easy.
Now, let me be the guy being negative, I guess, for you for a second. And like, I'm actually surprised this point hasn't been brought up a lot because there's probably, I'm trying to think, like, who are some of the biggest names who, at the time, they were the biggest name in the product that some of those redemptions have not been fulfilled. I keep thinking Lonzo Ball, but most of those have been fulfilled at this point, right?
Yeah.
Or there was some
LaMelo Ball, yeah.
LaMelos that hadn't been, which his maybe aren't up there, but like.
Jaylen Brown was a redemption in pretty much everything.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't think, but yeah, he definitely wouldn't be in that range. But there's got to be a few like top 5 picks.
Greg Stietsma.
There you go.
Yeah, that you're happy to get a pack instead of a Greg Stietsma.
Like a top 5 pick that
Marcus Smart.
Anthony Bennett.
Marcus Smart.
right.
Anthony Bennett was a redemption in some stuff.
There you go. And if that hadn't been fulfilled, and at the time, if you had pulled that and you would have gotten it live, you would have been like, great. This is huge, but now it's literally worthless. I'm sure there's going to be people like, well, if you had gotten this in the box live or redeemed it in time, this would have been a $400, $500 card, but now you're telling me it's a $10 card.
Marvin Bagley.
There's going to be those guys, I'm sure, that are, and I don't know if they have a point. Like, there's nothing they can do, and this is the best that Panini can do given the circumstances.
DSJ.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
and
you're
that
crossing
and
the
that.
line.
Whoa, not Dennis Smith Jr.
I'm tired.
That's
I'm tired of defending.
All right,
him.
we got
you guys
one
see
more.
that
We got
guy's a baller.
we got one more card announcement. Positive.
yeah.
This card company is coming out, and there'll never be any redemptions ever in the history of our product.
Great. They're just going to devalue all the autographs, and autographs aren't going to be worth anything.
Boxes are going to cost $1,000 each. How can regular people afford this?
No.
What about the kids?
What about the kids?
What about the kids?
Alex English and Fat Lever Autos, here we come. No way they're getting stars in this thing.
What about my redemption from 2005?
Yeah, exactly.
Been waiting on a Pat Tillman auto for 28 years now. Where is
What
it?
do you mean no redemptions? That means I'm never getting anybody good.
Great. Like now all the now all the top players aren't going to be in the product.
Love it. Love it.
We don't. I mean, are we going to we're going to the whole show?
The last one. Every box is going to double your value. Every hobby box that we make is going to double your value.
Everybody is doing this for the money.
The bots-
It's not for the love of collecting.
The
Whatever
bots are
happened
going to
to
get
the
it all.
collectors?
The bots. We can't compete against the bots, man.
This isn't the hobby I love. This isn't the hobby I love. What's happening? It's all for clout now.
It's all for clout and clicks and, it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate because it used to be about collecting.
That's right.
And now it's all about money.
It's all about money. Yeah. Damn, double the value, huh? Instantly. Damn.
That'd be a pretty good. I mean, hell, that's actually. Let's make that product. That
exactly.
sound like a bad idea.
That sounds too easy.
Let's
do that.
Well, also, and this week in the hobby, Panini made an announcement. They signed some exclusive NBA draft prospects. Stay with me.
Stay with Panini.
The Thompson twins are now officially signed to a multi-year deal with Panini. So you will see them moving from OTE, which is a Topps product, and now they're going to be drafted. I think they're predicted to be 5th, 6th. They're definitely going to be in the lottery as a lottery pick. I should say, and exclusive to Panini. I mean, what do we think of that? They were just in Times Square doing they had a billboard of them being exclusive Panini athletes. They don't sing "Hold Me Now," but I think it was a cool thing. And I don't know if any of you are old enough to know the song, but we played it anyway. Maybe I'll get stuck in your head now. Thompson twins, guys, what do you think?
I think that the majority of our listeners are our age. Well, first of all. And then I think it's pretty cool that twin brothers are actually going to be drafted in the same, not only the same draft, but the same, same range.
That's happened. About the great Lopez twins.
Yeah, the Morris twins.
They were both.
Brooke Lopez
both those twins were lotto
Lopez.
picks at the same time.
I do believe Brooke was the better of the two.
I don't remember the Morris brothers were both
lottery picks,
or at least first rounders.
That's got to be pretty rare.
Yeah.
I know Brooke Lopez was hyped.
The Lopez brothers, I believe, were both
first rounders.
Yes. We'd have to look up the
2008, Brooke was pick 10, Robin
Lotto.
was 15.
So almost a lotto.
Yeah.
So almost a double lotto because they cuts off at 14.
Wow, yeah. So this might be the first time, right?
Good pros, great pros.
Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris Sr., who was drafted. And junior, yeah.
They're
Father and second, so
father and
junior.
son, same draft.
Round
First
1,
ever,
pick 14.
First to ever happen.
And
So one lotto.
Markeith
Pick 13.
was pick 13. Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. So, I mean, it's happened before, but
So wait a minute.
This doesn't really happen that often.
It's happened 3
So-
times. That's a fair amount.
So, in the history of the NBA, though,
How many?
Happened twice in 3 years, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, name other sports it's happening.
Twin brothers?
Like, football? It has it? Okay.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Can't think of. Oh, yeah. Griffin.
Griffins.
The Griffin
Or
brothers,
Griffin,
yeah. Yeah. Well, they're not draft picks, but currently for the San Francisco Giants,
That's right.
the Rogers brothers pitching out of the bullpen.
Tyler and Trevor.
Tyler and Taylor.
Whatever.
Twins. I mean, one a lefty, one a righty.
Everybody else. Whatever.
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. And, they're going to have, obviously, dual autos. What is the effect on... I guess Fanatics doesn't have the license yet. Maybe they don't really care because they have Wembanyama. But if this is a multi-year deal, when Fanatics gets the license and these guys have possibly blown up, maybe they get in good situations and they're leading the NBA, then you're not going to have any autographs in Topps Fanatics products because they're exclusive to Panini. So,
But you'd have cards, though.
You'd have cards. Yeah.
Because of
and
the PA.
The interesting thing is that they were already signed to an OTE deal with Topps. I think we were talking about it off air. Maybe it was a deal because it was OTE that it was very minimal on what they were spending on autographs, and now they're getting a lot more because they're going to be in an NBA product. So maybe signing somebody to an NIL deal is actually a disadvantage because the price point is so much lower until the person's a pro. So they go, wow, I'm getting $2, which they maybe think is a lot at the time because they're signing thousands. They get $2,000. It's like a lot, right? But now they're like, we're going to give you 30, and they're like, holy crap.
Or it's,
you know what I mean?
Or it's two companies competing against each other and trying to mess with the other vibe, Like, this is a comeback from Topps signing Wembanyama.
Yep.
And Panini's like, cool. Like, just to let you know, when you do get the license, we're going to be doing the same thing, and we're going to start it now.
Yeah, and who's not to say next year
And,
Panini won't
this
go after
is
the top guys themselves.
we've talked about this. This is bad for the collector.
No, yeah, it's drives the price of the products up.
This is
they have
bad.
to play. They have to pay more for the autographs, getting bidding wars. It's not great at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I think collectors would like to see the NBA players' autographs in the NBA uniform. So for right now, that is Panini. So if you're a Thompson twin fan and you love the Thompson twins, you're happy right now.
Dan,
That was before pitch correction.
Which has
Clearly.
been around for a very, very,
They
very
did,
long
yeah.
time.
That wasn't in that mix.
it's the real thing there. I
They were
appreciate
like, we're
it. That's
gonna-
raw. That's real.
Hell yeah. No.
Maybe the Seagulls twins can be drafted next year. We could play
Oh, flock of
Iran.
seagulls. Yeah.
So far away.
Sure.
I don't
Be the next one.
think they were called the Seagull Twins.
No, it's a flock of seagulls, but it's on my playlist here
Right.
because it's similar to Thompson Twins. Thought I'd throw it out there. Good 80s jam right
Songs
there.
you may also like.
Yes, or that are
Right.
close to what you're
Let's hear
listening
one.
to.
Let's hear. Pick one.
Oh, well,
Let's see.
no. That's Iran so far away. They actually have Godsmack on here, which I don't know where Thompson Twins and Godsmack are connected.
think that-
Maybe that's just
when
personal.
I'm bumping the Thompson Twins, I'm usually like Godsmack's next. Yeah.
There's Creed, My Sacrifice, Ice House, Electric Blue.
Is this?
Human
Are
League.
you logged into mine?
It's
That's
Mojobreak somehow.
That's a lot of.
Yeah.
That's a lot of my jams. Right
Billy,
there.
Billy Idol, Eyes Without a Face.
Okay, that seems more in line.
Yeah, that kind of fits there. Mr. Kyrie.
Most definitely.
Men at
Mr.
Work?
Mister.
Not on
that'll
there. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me from the Breakfast Club. That's a good jam, too. Get a little off topic here as well. CGC, SGC combined? No, CGC.
No.
Doesn't
CSG.
matter.
No, so okay. Look, let's clear this.
CSI.
Let's clear this up because no, SGC is its own company. But yeah, CGC, which were really big at first for grading comic books, then
Forever.
grading trading cards, Pokemon, mostly Magic the Gathering, shifted at the peak of the hobby boom to be like, we're going to start grading sports cards. And so you had CCG, CGC, and CSG. But I think the CCG thing kind of,
Come on.
I don't know. It's, look,
like
yeah.
you-
Is it as easy as 1, 2, 3?
It's a lot of moving parts, but
we
now
need grading companies that don't just have 3 letters.
Yeah, what is that? That's the trend.
We need to relax. Just let's come up with a brand name.
that's why like Beckett, I will give him that.
Beckett.
Like
BGS.
Beckett is just a brand name, but it's BGS. You're right. Beckett Grading Service is BGS.
PSA.
But
Yep.
the news is, yes, that CGC decided, oh, yeah, this is very confusing. Probably somebody internally was like, this is a little confusing. Let's just have all cards, regardless of if they're trading cards or sports cards, will now be
under one
slabbed
roof.
under the CGC.
I do like the slab
brand.
too. And
Why?
don't forget,
And
don't
why
forget
did they
about
choose CGC though?
Certified Guarantee Company.
yeah. So that's the parent company. I'm
Why,
assuming.
why can't there's no company just called grading, just G. I mean, that seems like just a no-brainer.
Don't
there, right?
forget about CGS.
What is that?
Conrad Grading Service.
6.5 is the highest grade. I don't know if I'm a fan of the slab, but I got to see them in person. I feel like the label's a little thick for me. I like my labels a little smaller, just like
Do you remember?
I like
what
my Jesus to be the baby Jesus.
Do you remember how big their sticker slab was like during the pandemic? This
Yeah.
is like cut in half from that.
Oh yeah, that was the company.
It
was all-
like this big.
It was all label.
yeah.
a little bit of a card there.
It should be.
So their slabs looks like it's as sturdy as the BGS one, but
Which
they're
is the sleekest
Yep.
slab.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And then they're going
I
with a
mean-
more simple label, kind of like PSA, but a black and white version, which I like. So it's like they're combining two elements from both companies.
Well,
So all their labels will be uniform, right? Unlike BGS, where you could get a
Right.
white label, a silver label, a black label, a red label, a purple label.
They're all going to be the white label.
Yeah,
that's good.
Wow.
I like that.
but the actual slab itself is as nice as the BGS ones. Like
And that's a good slab.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Love it.
I love it. I love it too.
Just all these 3-letter, it's confusing. It's kind of like you have a company and somebody tries to throw an S on the end of your company name. It just doesn't work. So you have to combine.
Happened today.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Happened today.
Yeah.
In an email.
Should be mentioned that this now makes them the second biggest, by volume, the second biggest grading service.
Because they
in
combine the
hobby.
sports and the Pokemon
So,
together.
Yeah, if you ever see those
PSA is one.
PSA number one
By
by a lot.
Yeah, by like 10 times.
Yeah.
They jumped over Beckett.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure because if you see those reports like every month that they put out of the stats, monthly stats, SGC has been number 2 here for a while, but then you see like that weird split of CSG, CGC, all that. Now I'm sure somebody there went, you know what, like why don't we just combine so we can be number 2? Like it's silly that we're doing that.
Is a serious question. Is there at any point BGS can kind of take over some of the market share again, or is it like
I would say never say never.
No.
is it no. Well, we know what Doug thinks.
Yeah,
But I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long.
When if you had a modern card, there was only one option to get it graded.
Or
you
an
went,
RPA.
You went or an RPA, but a modern card in general. If it was a card that was modern, you
Prism
went
Silver.
You went BGS.
Or
You
like
went
the Klay
Beckett.
Thompson right there. It's
And during the 2020 year,
I would say it started probably
2019 maybe,
Yeah.
2019, it shifted, and it was PSA was vintage.
Yeah.
Your older cards, PSA was where you were gonna go.
well, I think it was as simple as BGS tried to get people in with the gold, the 10. And then you had the black label 10. So then you have the 10, the 9.5, which is the third level, and all PSA had was 10 and
So
10, right? So it was like the 10s were going for more than the 9.5s, and then with BGS, the black label and the gold label were extremely hard to get. So it was you're getting your percentage of making more money with a PSA 10 was a better percentage than trying to get a black label.
That definitely helped it.
So was it the tiered grading system by Beckett? Was that like the beginning of the end for them of losing the market share? Did they make it too confusing?
I think the black label was the beginning of the end because it was such a low percentage of getting it.
Is there a better? And I mean, again, I'm a homer for BGS. Was there a better looking slab than a black label BGS slab?
Yeah, PSA 10. Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
100%.
There isn't, right?
There's a
mean,
reason why.
I'm actually I might like HGA
There's
better
a-
than
Come
BGS
on.
Constantine at this point.
Oh my god! Okay, there's a reason why the Black Label 10 is still the most sought after grade, even though nobody wants to.
Look
grade
how
BGS
dumb that
anymore.
Klay Thompson is because there's so much space in there.
It doesn't look dumb. It looks well protected.
No, it's they didn't build it enough to go around the card. It's like they used a 180 on a 130. There's too much space in there. My card's probably all dinged up. You ever bring that thing out of there, you might as well never get it graded again.
Yeah. Well,
It's just come on. Yeah, there's no room in there to
I
move
could
around.
hear it. I could hear it rattle around in there.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a superior slab. It looks better, feels better, better quality.
hey man, I'm team CGC anyways.
I'm team whatever they're called now.
What is it CGC now? Right?
CGC, yeah.
CGC.
CSI.
Like Chuck said, them young boys coming.
CGC.
That's right.
And don't forget SGC, which I think has made huge strides still, and I think have pivoted into feeling like, I mean, PSA is still number 1, but I think if there's an alternative, especially for baseball collectors, SGC is. I think,
Not mama, there
gotten
goes that
thing.
CSG.
Okay, SGC
Yes, the tuxedo.
tuxedo.
I actually would prefer that now over BGS. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I said
You
H.
prefer
Come
what
on.
over BGS?
I like the
The
tux.
tuxedo.
Dude, what's wrong with you people?
It's classy.
Come on.
Put a little bow tie on that
not
thing.
Quite,
It's
not quite.
classic.
I don't.
Maybe like just not RPA. Definitely not RPAs. I prefer RPAs in the BGS. Maybe
BGS is
maybe the single card like a vintage base card like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why I think for baseball, I think it works well because you're not going RPAs with baseball.
Well, I also
big
hate
chunky cards.
the you guys have heard me say this a billion times on the SGC slab. I hate that they give a separate sticker almost for the autograph grade, and it's like a double rectangle.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, BGS hasn't
I
been
hate
able to
that.
make their decision. They put it on the front, they put it on the back, they put it on the front, they put it on the back. They don't know what they're doing. BGS is the Jenko jeans of jeans. That's what the slab is equivalent to something that was popular in the 80s and 90s. It's gone now. It's not popular anymore.
Whoa. Dude, Jankos are coming back.
Jenkos are back. Yeah.
Jankos are back. I mean,
means
I'm glad you used that analogy. Beckett's back, baby.
like
What's
Jinko.
up?
We back.
Beckett is back, just like Jankos, and you could put your Beckett slabs in your Janko jeans. What's up?
There's enough space in those
There is
pockets.
enough
You're right.
space.
Oh, now there's a marketing idea. All these companies that make backpacks and stuff like that. Let's make
Jeans.
card jeans.
Card jeans.
Jinko.
Oh, that is the best idea.
And you could put locks on your pants, right? Just
so-
hanging down.
No, like Pelican case jeans. I mean, they're not gonna be comfortable,
No.
but they're gonna protect your cards.
Do we need an updated version of our debate, BJS PSA debate?
I think
no
we do.
debate. It's a
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, it'd be a tough sell for me.
It's honestly, have you heard the news that Butterbean wants to fight Logan Paul? I mean, it's kind of like that. It's like Butterbean's going to get knocked out.
But there is
Wait, hold on.
let me.
About that.
What if hypothetically? What if Beckett started doing a service where it was $5 a card? That would, and they could actually get it out. In
That's
a
the only way to
relatively
really
quick
get
time.
back.
They can get back the market.
They
if
got to
they did
undercut PSA.
Yeah.
No, I think they have to give you $5 to grade your card. I think that's
my
that's the only way it's going to work. We'll grade your
That's
card
not a good business
and
model.
give you $5.
Yeah, they're probably not going to do well.
No, I don't think so. It's just a matter of time.
Free shipping back.
I mean, I don't hate it too much. I mean, I have a lot of BGS slabs, unfortunately, now. So I mean, they do hold a near dear to my heart. But it's PSA, baby. I mean, they were in the shop. Has BGS actually came down here? Have they reached out to do an in-store event? And you guys are showing your love to BGS?
I don't see. I like all of them. I like all the grading. I prefer the
We're just
slab.
saying how it looks. We prefer how
I
it
don't.
looks.
I like PSA. Got some stuff that's PSA. I have no
Yeah.
issue. I love PSA as a company. But I just am partial. I have always been partial to the BGS slab. Why do you make me feel bad
Yeah,
about that?
I'll give
Why
it
do
to
I
you.
always got to feel guilty about that?
When we get your eyes checked.
I'll give you the fact that BGS as a company has not done far enough in recent times to
Yeah,
sway
it's-
the collector to grade with them. But
It's been bad. Like,
we still prefer the way it looks. I still feel like it
I'm
looks
just like,
better
what?
for modern.
And it was a serious question. It was like, what do they got to do? Is there anything they can do to gain market share? Because I see the same reports everybody else does. Like it just keeps on going down.
Well, I
the
think what they
amount.
need to do is they need to get the if it's 3 10 subgrades, it goes to a 10, right?
At least 10 subgrades.
Remember, what was the idea they rolled out?
Oh, yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, that's part of
That they
the
walk
problem.
back on
Yeah.
It's
immediately.
when you've got a lot of new people entering this hobby over the last few years, and they're like, which place can I go? The place that has a 9.5, but it's as good as a 10,
There's like three
but then
different
also
9.5s.
it's really hard to get a 10, or the place where it's just 9, 10, 8, 7,
I get
where
it.
it's a
It's
lot more
simplified.
simple.
Life is
simplicity.
simplified.
I completely understand. That is, it's probably where they're missing the mark.
Yeah,
But
keep it simple.
I don't know.
And then if you get that 8, it's like that white slab.
It
that
just
white
tells you
white
everything.
holder.
It tells
It's
you
terrible.
everything you need about what era, like, I got into grading cards.
Actually, you know what? I think I just figured it out. You know what it is? It's PSA is the participation trophy. BGS told you by color that your card sucks. If you didn't get a gold, you got a silver, and then you got the white, which is equivalent to bronze, right? So all of PSAs are.
I will give you the white label.
It's terrible.
It's terrible, but it's also terrible based on what it means. It means you shouldn't have got this card graded.
Yeah, it makes you feel real bad. about
It's like, I mean, the card might as well be ripped in half when you like sent it in.
Yeah, and then what's the equivalent feeling for the PSA? It's probably like a
None.
PSA.
It's all the same color.
A 7.
They're all the same color, though.
I actually wouldn't feel.
You get a 7, and you're just like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
what have I done?
Not from vintage though. Modern. If
I
it's a
mean,
vintage
yeah.
card, PSA 7,
Yeah,
I'm
52
I'm fine
manual,
with
you
that.
get a 7, you're probably gonna be
Like
okay.
Jordan, like the one we gave away was a PSA
Right.
7, right?
Yeah.
I would have been happy with
You
that.
send out like a new logo, like a new RPA or something like that, and he comes back a 7, you're gonna be like,
No, yeah, I get it. Yep,
be like
you're right.
sad face.
Yep,
Well,
absolutely.
we're getting close on time. Conrad's got about 15 minutes here before we get into his breaks. Check out Mojobreak.com for your upcoming releases. We got Bowman Sapphire back in stock here. Be doing that soon. Also, lots of Bowman being ripped. Tribute got pushed back. That should be coming out in a few more weeks. But we're still rocking some select, a little bit of select left. We've got Top Series 2. Lots of stuff going on at Mojobreak.com. I want to quickly talk about Tops Now. Basketball's next generation is coming. I think we can easily say, Cody, right, that this is just going to be some cards of the draft picks available on Tops Now.
I would guess so. That's probably what it's going to be. Tops Now. And I don't know if this also then means we're getting Tops Now basketball throughout the season as well. That'll be unlicensed. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, you know, it'd be great if, since it is the kind of the 20-year anniversary of the 03-04 draft, if all these guys came out in humongous suits.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I might actually buy some Tops Now cards then, because that's what they're probably going to do, right? They're going to have them in their big suit, probably tell them take off the hat, you know, because they can't have the logos yet.
Right, they can't hold their jersey up.
So it could be just like Scoot Henderson.
They may be able to hold the jersey up if there is no logo on the jersey. Like if they hold up the back of the jersey.
Might be able to.
You're right. You might be right.
Might be able to do it.
Maybe.
We might see it. We may
Maybe.
see it.
So speaking of the draft, we're going to take a look back at the NBA draft. Cody, kick it off here with some of the number 1 picks and where their values are.
Yeah, so of course today it's going to be Victor Wembanyama joining this list. I mean, unless there's something crazy that happens, but Wemby probably joining a list of number 1 picks. Of course, that list is not always the most automatic. There's been some big names there. You see Anthony Edwards, who's becoming a star, but then like Zion, a lot going on with him lately.
Still a star.
He's still a good basketball
Still a very
player.
good basketball player. Just got to play. DeAndre Ayton, a good basketball player, but you know, there's a lot of guys in that number 1 in that draft, and of course, I had to throw on Anthony Bennett, maybe one of the most infamous number 1 picks of the past decade. So this is a look at some of the recent sales of number 1 picks dating back to 2014. Andrew Wiggins. These are all Silver Prism PSA 10s. Andrew
Let's get to
Wiggins sold for $135.
Great price.
Karl Anthony Towns, $285.
Not great.
Not great. Did you happen to see Karl Anthony Towns saying something like, "They're going to remember me, how I changed the game"?
Yeah, is that a silver of Ben Simmons?
That is a
price
silver of Ben Simmons.
$91?
$91, which of course, if you
$89 too much.
right, well,
It's a good price.
yeah. I mean, at the time, but yeah. What is that
What's your favorite
card?
design, Doug?
What does that card
It is a good design.
go for in 2016, 2017? What does that go for?
Well, I mean, it might be $800.
Me and this guy, we bought a Bojo for like $6,000. That sucked.
We sold it though.
We sold it. We sold it for like 4 or 5.
We sold it for $91. No.
Well, yeah.
I remember raw Ben Simmons was a few $100 back then
Yeah, there you go.
for a raw one.
Times have changed. Speaking of another disappointing draft pick, but you know, this might be a hot take. Is Markelle Fultz at this point a better player in the NBA than Ben Simmons? Is he a better player than Ben Simmons at this point?
Ben Simmons, when's the last time you saw him on the court?
Right.
And is he ever going to be on the court again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like there's been too
Well, I
much.
mean, it seems like Zion might be going to court, so I don't know. I mean, we
Potentially.
may not see him
Well-
on the court anymore.
Well, I'll just say I think he actually got saved a little bit by all of the incriminating tweets from what's the name?
Zion is going to be fine.
He's gonna be fine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think he is.
personally, I think he's going to be fine. I don't know about on the basketball court, but this is going to blow over. This honestly, like, I think it's off season. People are looking for stories. They're trying to blow it out of proportion more than it is.
Yep.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some personal gain going on from the other side of the
Yeah.
story.
Almost certainly is.
You know,
I mean, you go back like 20 years, this was probably happening as well, but there wasn't social media to where now everybody's involved in it. It's
Yeah, it's a tough story. It's a tough, and I'm looking at all these guys, man, and basketball. I mean, and I'm like, basketball kind of was, during the pandemic at its peak, right? And it was 2, 3, 4, 5x all the other sports, right? It was like the highest price cards were basketball, and you have legacy cards like Jordan, LeBron, and stuff like that really helped that cause, and Curry, of course. And then then you probably had football, and then you had baseball. And if you look at the decline, basketball suffered the worst decline, but it was also the highest. So, but you look at these draft classes, and I would want any of these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a tough, I would say almost 10 years of basketball. I mean, beyond the Curry year.
You're talking about before the first pick?
And maybe the 12-13 year, you go, 13, 14 has Giannis. I mean, you that's about it. And you go from that, it's just a lot of has-beens, a lot of empty promises. I mean, you got Jokic now, but he was a second rounder. Yeah, you go any of the top 10 picks, I would say, in the last 10 years it's been tough on collectors.
I mean, I still think there's plenty of value there. I mean, hell, 2018 alone with Luka and Trey. I mean, yeah, 2018's number 1 pick was DeAndre Ayton, who we can look at that real quick here. That
36
$36.
That's actually might be a buy.
$36 for a silver. I mean, you know what? With the recent news about Bradley Beal, might not be a bad buy right now for DeAndre Ayton. But of course, the rest of that class. You have superstars in that class.
He's a big man.
People are out of their mind on $510 on a Zion. I know that's a deal compared to like a couple years ago.
I don't even know how much. How much was a silver?
I feel like I'm
$2,000 easy.
I feel like I'm a buyer at like $300 for that silver Zion.
Yeah.
Last year they were $3,500 though.
Jeez.
I think buying Zion right now is a good investment.
I feel like
how about
selling Zion
about
is
that
a good
take right there?
The man,
I'm buying Zion.
The man was doing a windmill dunk in practice, and he did not play in the playoffs. He refused to play in the playoffs. I don't know if that's a New Orleans problem, but obviously, if you have a chance to play in the playoffs, and that is why you are an NBA player, why are you not playing? I don't know. This guy plays.
That's fair.
He's played a third of the games that he's ever been a part of.
The Pelicans are going to go on a run? They were going to go on the run in the playoffs?
Well, is he cherry picking to have them have a good team? He's the centerpiece. He needs to be out there.
Zion goes to another team that has some players around him. He's going to be really good.
Obviously, his performance in other parts of his life has no problem. So.
There's a lot of rumors. I don't know if you guys heard this. There's a lot of rumors, like substantial rumors, that Zion will be moved tomorrow. He is going to get
maybe they need to.
They're talking Portland. I hear Portland.
Portland's main destination.
Dame
Dame Lillard and Zion. Now we're talking.
Yeah, now we're talking.
McCollum back to Portland?
I know, package deal.
Why not? Go crazy.
But,
who else we got there? We got
Anthony Edwards, who is now finally worth his silver prism.
Cade for 304.
I think I bought. I think that's the one I bought.
Yeah, more than Zion at 521, and Cade at 304. Again, these are all PSA 10 silvers.
Cade's not a bad buy.
I would buy. Out of all those, I'd buy the Zion for $510.
But Ayton, if they make a deep run, I know he's a big man. He's not as exciting, but I mean that's crazy.
I mean, you might make. I mean, you might. It may not be a huge payday, but like you might do all right.
I know. I'm telling you, like when Zion's out there, he's putting up stats. When Zion's out there, he's generally the best player on the court that night.
When he's actually playing, yeah, you're right. 100%.
It's like a unicorn to find it happen, All right, buy or sell segment. That's our last segment of the show. Who do we got here? We've got Luis Ariz.
So, yeah, buy or sell, guys. Buy or sell. These are recent newsmakers in the hobby, on the field, whatever it may be. Starting off, going all around sports. We're starting with Luis Ariz. If you haven't been paying attention, this guy could be the first guy since Ted Williams to bat
400.
He's batting, I believe, 398 as of
days
today.
Ago, he was back up to 400.
Yes.
Did he win a batting title last year?
Won the batting title a year ago. Marlins made a deal with the Twins. Seemed like kind of a win-win move where it was going to be Marlins, one of their top pitchers, Pablo Lopez, for Luis Arias. Turns out Bad move by the Twins. The rule changes have really, really benefited Luis Arraez, who's had like 4 or 5 hit games this season. Absolutely insane. His stuff is going crazy right now. This is the most bids I could find. There was a lot of buy it nows. Like I think there was a number to 5 first Bowman. That was a PSA 10 that sold for like $15,000, but it was a buy it now. So this sold on June 20th. It's a green first Bowman refractor auto, BGS 9.5, 65 bids on it, $1,324. Also, he is 26 years old. Should be mentioned that, and already has a batting title. Are we buying or selling?
Selling hard, fast.
Sell hard, fast.
Run. Take your money and run.
Could
You get $1,300 for that card?
The Marlins right
Sell
now.
now.
The Marlins are in a playoff spot. This could be your MVP of the National League.
Wow.
For their 400 fans. I don't know who has more fans, the A's or the Marlins.
You have
Absolutely.
to
It's not
sell
even a question.
unless you truly believe he's going to hit over 400.
Yeah.
And then if he does hit over 400, you quickly
It
sell.
actually might go down. Because
You're telling me if he hits 400, his cards will go down?
it's the hype leading up to it. The hype will be gone by
Hasn't
that
been done in how long, Cody?
It's
like
we're looking
60
at
years,
80
70 years, 80
at
years.
this
Tony
point.
Gwynn got the
Yeah.
closest, right?
Tony Gwynn got closest. And of course the strike year, I think he was 380, 390, close to that in the strike year. Could have done it. But yeah, and we should mention it that there also might be the cloud of, oh well, he did it in the year where the shift got banned. So of course he did it. Of course it benefited a guy like him because there's balls he's hitting into the outfield that would have been outs a year ago.
Is Ted Williams hitting against the shield?
I mean,
shift?
technically they probably weren't using it as much, but the shift they were shifting back in the
player.
day. Not as much, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got?
I don't know. Yeah, I probably end up selling him.
Yeah.
Look, he doesn't hit home runs.
So, 'cause
Nah,
he's a
exactly.
Marlin.
That's
Yeah, and
that's the
tomorrow.
main thing is that he could hit 400 or he ends up at like 380, which would be remarkable, but with like 6 home runs, and that just doesn't
the
sell.
hobby doesn't love average as much as they love home runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Brad Beal.
Moving to-
2012 Panini Prism. It's the first year Prism. Brad Beal. 925. Doesn't have a rookie card logo. I'm selling.
Buying just
and
because
that
it's
is
the
a
first
silver
year
prism.
Prism.
Yep, silver prism here.
Great
It
design.
is very cool.
Good, but it doesn't have a rookie card logo.
and
None of them do.
I know.
I love Bradley Beal.
It is a good design, though.
I'm buying. I'm buying.
You're buying?
I'm buying.
Buying.
I feel like I should mention this. This just comes from Card Ladder. I want to say April or March or April of 2021. Anyone want to guess what this card sold for?
300.
$75.
Are you, really? $10,000.
No.
No joke. Go check it.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was hella hyped up during the
And
pandemic.
remember, and because he was leading the league in scoring at that
Yep,
point.
Yep, you're right.
And it's the
I'm tripping, bro.
craziness.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's a confirmed sale, but it's what if it's Card Ladder? That means it's a confirmed sale. So
This card sold for $10,000.
$10,000 2 years ago.
Yeah, so for $925, you should buy all of them.
you buy 10 of them.
You can buy 10 of them. It's buy 9, get 1 free.
Here's the
Buy
thing.
10, get 1. I don't know, whatever.
If the Suns win, let's say the Suns win the title next year.
Yes.
He's the third guy.
I think like in general, I always feel okay buying 12, 13 Prism basketball.
You're good. Let's
Just 'cause
not.
of the pop.
Let's not. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ignore
don't
the
take away
player.
What are
Ignore
Damian
the
Lillard's
product.
worth then? It should be worth like, I don't know, 50,000 then.
It should be.
I mean, his stuff is
Well, I mean,
really
you know,
high.
it's probably down like everything else has been from that point, but it's still probably worth a lot more than other guys. From
Is
that
this our NL Rookie of the Year?
Well, you know, Arizona Cardinals, they have a short king who's kind of seemed like a bust. And we can go to the Arizona Diamondbacks, the short king, Corbin Carroll, I'm buying.
Yep. This sold on eBay June 20th, $1,525. This is a number to 75. First Bowman auto had 58 bids. I said Luis Arraez might be your NL MVP. I think this guy is your actual NL MVP right now.
Really?
Corbin Carroll, Rookie of the Year and NMVP hasn't happened since Ichiro.
Wow.
His stuff's really, really hot right now, and yet
Corbin
I still
Carroll,
feel
Corbin
pretty
Carroll.
bullish about it.
I think you may have a point, but the Diamondbacks have to run away with that division
20 home runs.
for him to get MVP.
21 stolen bases.
But
Wow.
he's a ball player.
He's a ball player. And I
lefty.
think the thing that bodes well for him is that the Diamondbacks have a lot of other young players coming up through the ranks. If you can get Lawler up there and Drew Jones in the next couple of years with Corbin Carroll as the anchor of that lineup, then
and then we're not
we got
talking
something special.
we're not talking about Giants Dodgers. We're talking about Giants Diamondbacks.
Or we can, as Giant fans, we can hope for realignment at some point.
Yeah,
Maybe-
that'd be fine. Yeah, let's get out of that division. Look, the Giants are doing well, but let's get out of that division.
Either they could leave the division, or we can gladly lead the
Sure.
division.
Yeah.
San
that's-
Francisco feels like it's more of a central.
I mean,
the
look,
Central.
East
look,
Coast.
the Braves used to be in the National League West. Anything can happen. Who knows?
Maybe we can trade out the Rangers and get in that division.
If you go by like the fact that the world is a circle, and
Sure.
like, it's more towards this way.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
So we got some football cards here.
Football. So this, because Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins have apparently had discussions that they want to team up. Dalvin Cook was just cut by the Minnesota Vikings. D-Hop's still looking for a team. So I paired them up together. A Dalvin Cook gold vinyl auto. I believe it's a rookie auto. BGS 9.5. That sold for $660 on May 14th. A 1 of 1 black select rookie D-Hop sold for $2,000 on June 13th.
Arguably his top 5 card that you could
Top
pull
5
of him,
card,
maybe
for
top
sure.
3.
For sure.
$2,000 is insane. Man, I mean, I think if you could get running backs, if you can get any money from a running back, I think you sell. You know.
I am selling both those cards.
Yeah, I mean, wide receivers have made a little bit of resurgence. You see Jamar Chase selling well. You see Justin Jefferson selling well. Running backs, I mean, and Dalvin Cook has been
A very good running back.
been good.
I'd love to see
top
both.
five.
For $2,000, you can probably get a 2013 National Treasures RPA.
Oh, easily.
Hey, both these guys come to the Raiders, I'm buying both.
See, that's
I
the
think they go to
next
the Patriots.
The next point I was going to make is anything change if they end up teaming together? Is that like, well, that all rising tides lift all ships here? Is that something to think about?
How many years? I mean, like Doug was saying, running backs. How many years does Dalvin Cook have at a high level?
Well, I mean, the Vikings
17 drafts, so 6 years.
right, and the Vikings they were going to pay him $14 million next year, and the fact that they were like, that's too rich for a guy who is one of the top 5 running backs in the league since he's been in the league.
Who's
Pretty
running the
wild.
rock for the Vikings?
Madison, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, I mean he's good.
good.
Madison.
Yeah.
Might be a time, man.
He ain't Dalvin Cook though.
Isn't Madison himself like a
Yeah, they're
2018 rookie?
they're but he has less
Right.
mileage.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I mean, clearly the top guy in the NFL is Christian McCaffrey, so that's probably the only one you'd want to collect. But running backs, like it's hard. You almost got to flip them that year, right? If they have a couple good games. I mean, you look at Kareem Hunt, did really well his first year, and he was actually the chase of the 2017 draft, but even more so than Mahomes. And, obviously you would have wished you would have sold then. Saquon Barkley, same thing. It's like these guys don't usually have a long shelf life.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Saquon had a great year last year.
Also,
though.
I'd hate to be the guy pushing back on the Niner bias, but Derrick
it's
Henry
fine.
would like a word.
Somebody, I mean, me and C-Rag can't do it all the time.
Right, Derrick Henry is still the
It's
best
exhausting.
running back in the league until further notice.
1A, 1B, maybe. I mean, 1A, 1B.
Exhausting,
So,
man. It's like,
You know.
so one reason why I don't look forward
King
to football
Henry.
season.
That's why I drafted him. I did that on. I meant to do that the whole time.
I want to say I just bought. You guys talked about Saquon, and I'm preparing for the buyback. I want to say that I bought a flawless rookie patch auto for like $290 or something like that.
Good deal.
Right, but that just shows you that was the guy in 2018. I mean, now you have Josh Allen and Lamar
Well,
Jackson, all that stuff. But
You're right. He was the guy his rookie season. Obviously, people paid the most money for his rookie season cards, and then he got injured for a while, and then he had a bounce back season last year. So
I think we're all trying to relive the Emmitt Smith, the Barry Sanders, even Adrian Peterson. And I just don't know if it's there. All right, last topic, because we do have to get to some breaks here at Mojobreak.com. Full schedule every day, 7 days a week. We're doing breaks. Also catch us on eBay Live as well. Victor Wembanyama's first Topps card is going to be, well, not his first Topps card, but his first relic card is going to be on the New York Yankees.
awesome.
Pinstripe from throwing out the first pitch. Wasn't a great first pitch. And it looks like Topps sold out of all these. There's over 500 copies. You get at least the number to $4.99, but you can get your way all the way down to a 101, so there's a chase element to it. I think they took in a cool $200,000 in sales in probably less than a couple hours.
So let me see. So everybody that bought the 199 has a chance at the 101.
Yes.
So once again, they're gonna tell us who they can pick who's gonna get the 101.
Well, that could be the conspiracy theory to it all. I mean, I think in prior years, remember they listed them all individually.
Yes.
But the 101 would be like $3,000.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to your question, how did they decide? We don't know. We don't know how it goes. But I bet you they were stuck with the 499s in prior years. This is actually sold.
Yeah, that makes
better,
sense.
right?
That makes sense from that aspect for sure.
So we're all, because this was technically our last buy or sell of that segment, that's an easy buy for the
That's
victor.
a buy.
That's an easy buy
At the 199.
That's a buy for the alien.
What about because they are going to print the hell out of them, just the base card? Is there any value there? Is that even worth it? I mean, you can
You
get
talking about for the draft base card?
No, they haven't had the Yankee one.
Yeah, well, and we're going to, I guess that would be the question. Yeah, tomorrow, you might as well just wait. If you're going to get a base one, if there's going to be a Wembanyama Topps Now NBA draft card,
What
then you
pick
probably
is
should
the
get
New
that.
York Knicks this year?
I don't know. They're not a lottery pick.
Does it say what could this be a foreshadow of the biggest trade day deal of all time? And
No.
He goes to the Knicks
There's
somehow.
that person with that
No.
futures bet is going to be really bummed.
No, absolutely not.
They were counting their $300.
Greg Popovich.
No. If the Knicks trade up to get Wembanyama, he still will go first.
Greg Popovich
True.
would storm into the Spurs war room and literally hold their GM back from the phone. You do not make this deal. It's extending. Please let me get one more before I hang him up.
Yeah,
man.
there's no way you could spin it if you're a Spurs organization to not draft
But
Victor Wembanyama tomorrow.
The thing is that with all this isn't football. This basketball draft is not football draft. But what if like a terrible story comes out tomorrow?
You mean like a gas mask
Like
situation?
a gas man, like the great
He's still
Laramie
getting
Tunsil.
if he
You
pulls a
think-
Laramie Tunsil, he's still getting drafted number
You're
one.
number one, no doubt.
No doubt.
Okay, I don't want to have this conversation, so we're not going to. But I was like, hypothetically, what could he do?
Yeah, we don't need to get that.
What if
But
he's
we're not. But we're
what
not
if
going to
he's
have that. We could have that. We'll have it off.
Hey, look,
What if he's on his Instagram live right now and with his friends?
Look.
and they're like,
With John Moran.
guess what? Guess what? If he has a Laramie Tunsil situation, doesn't matter. I don't think the NBA is drug testing for marijuana anymore. So have as many gas masks as you like, Victor.
I'm telling you, but there is a scenario where he could do something that he does not get drafted first over.
I mean, there is. I don't want to say
We're
it,
not
but
going to.
Yeah. it
We're
could.
we're letting the audience insert your story here.
I think if anybody who has seen the podcast, obviously, which just came out yesterday with JJ Redick, like everybody is saying how like very very like humble and level headed he seems to be with how he was answering questions that JJ Redick was asking him. So seems like he got a good head on his shoulder. So
Got the intangibles.
Well, that's all we got for the show today, guys.
is it 300 next week?
No.
Getting close. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram, Mojobreak_com, and my phone's ringing right now. And check out the
Hell of
breaks at
an outro.
Mojobreak.com. Check out the wax at MojobreakShop.com. Also, we're on eBay Live now. We're not only doing sports cards, we're doing gaming on eBay Live. I mean, we've been on eBay Live, but we've ramped up our schedule so you can catch us pretty much every day on eBay Live doing all your personal breaks, doing fun promos over there on eBay Live. And once again, if you're going to be at the National, you're going to be there Thursday, hit us up. We'll get you into the coolest party of the National, and we'll see you guys there, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Hype. Peace.